Let's get it in. So, as usual, remember before I start any download, all praise and all reverence go to the honorable prophet, Eligio to Christ, my higher self, the dreamer, God, you feel me, reflected light. So today, what we're going to be talking about is actuality. Actuality. Who in here knows what actuality is? Right? Y'all know, as usual, I'm looking for an intelligent answer. If y'all have ChatGPT, go look it up. If y'all got a computer in your hand. You feel me? Somebody go look up what actuality is. Feel free to drop it in the comments. I'm going to tell you anyway, but feel free to drop it in the comments. We're talking about actuality. What is actuality? Who knows? Give y'all 3 chances. Who got an intelligent answer as to what actuality is? I love myself, Jay. I love myself. The state of, look, Divine Empress being tuned, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate the interaction and the collaboration. The state of something as it truly exists. That's what actuality is. But it's a better definition that I'm looking for if you can find it. It's a lot better definition that I'm looking for if you can find it. Actuality. Within reality. Okay, that's 2 answers. That's partial, baby driver. But I'm looking for more. I'm looking for something more complete when it comes to the definition of actuality. Nini, can you hold your question until I get done with the build? I would appreciate that reflection. I got you though. So, actuality. Divine Empress put it in there. Jay said actual existence typically as contrasted with what was intended, expected, or believed. Now that is a good answer. That's more along the lines of a complete definition of what actuality is. But the definition I want to give y'all is of actuality is that actuality is the state of existing in reality. The condition of being real, not merely potential, possible, imagined, or theoretical, right? The state of existing in reality. The condition of being real, not just merely what's possible, what's imagined, or what's theoretical, right? So it says the state of existing in reality. Actuality is the state of existing in reality, the condition of being real. Now we have to ask ourselves one question. What is reality? Because we've been programmed and we've been believing that reality is going to work, that reality is getting up, going to school, that reality is getting into relationships and having monogamous relationships, having kids, going to have fun, going to amusement parks, in the regular life that we all live. But that's not what reality is. Reality is a dream, reflection. Reality is a dream. Pyramid. And what's real, right? We have to go back to quantum physics and the holographic universe like Chief has told us and Chief has taught us, right? What's real? What is real? What is real is that you are just a mind, a consciousness, receiving electrical signals from your environment, and your brain is interpreting those signals and projecting you your experience of what reality is. So when I ask you what is reality and what is real, reality is nothing but electrical signals being perceived by the brain. But within that, we have to remember that we are all one mind, right? The first Hermetic principle is all is mental. The law of mentalism. This whole reality is a projection of one mind, of one consciousness. We are all a part of that one mind, the observer, the all-seeing eye, right? But we are all within the illusion of separation. We are all different pieces or fractal pieces or extensions of that one mind, right? That one mind is experiencing itself through each and every one of us, right? Through the tree, through the bird, through the bee, through the dog, through you and I. We are all extensions of that one I, right? They say I and I. The all-seeing I, which is the observer of this reality, of the dream that we are in. And we are all extensions of that being. Now, we have to ask ourselves, okay, well, this is a dream and this is not reality as we perceive it to be. Well, why does all of this feel real? What is all this? Well, Chief likes to ask us a question. What lights up your reality? What lights up your dream? When you go to sleep at night and you go into a dream state, you close your eyes and you go back into darkness. You project yourself into the primordial waters of nothingness. Right? You go back into that quantum field of infinite possibilities. What lights up your dream realm when you go to sleep? Who knows what lights up your dreams when you go to sleep? Somebody throw an answer out. An intelligent one. What lights up your dreams when you go to sleep? Remember, you're living within a dream infinitely. What lights up your dream when you go to sleep? I am said consciousness. Right, your thoughts. Your thought is what lights up your dream realm. Right? Same thing for this dream that we call reality or life. In this reality, what lights up this reality? In this reality or dream realm that we are in, what lights up this existence? The sun. The sun is what's lighting up this whole reality. When the sun goes down, this dream realm goes dark. It goes black. And we have to understand that thought represents light. Atom. Let there be light. The thought. So the sun in astrology represents your sense of self, your ego in totality, your conscious mind. And it's funny, in the Bible, they give you a verse in John 3:16. It says that our mother gave her only begotten son. For our mother gave her only begotten son, S-U-N, not S-O-N. And whoever is to be alive or believe in the son is to have everlasting life and not perish. We are to have eternal life. The sun comes down in human form. If you look into any Christianity, Islam, what they're doing is sun worshiping. They got a sun around their head. The son of man, not the son of man, but the son of the mother. The sun comes down in human form within the dream as the dreamer to enlighten and send out light, which is consciousness, to the rest of the dream that is asleep within the dream, that is in darkness. So what lights up your dream is thought. Thoth. Remember Thoth in ancient Egyptology? Thoth was the being or the entity that brought mathematics, that brought logic, that brought science, that brought truth and enlightenment to that age. Chief is the representation of the son in human form, the son of the mother, right? Jesus was the son of Mother Mary, but it's actually the son of Mother Lucia Isis. You follow me? So, thought is what lights up your dream. Truth is what lights up your dream. Chief is the son in human form that has brought us truth so that we can wake up out of this time that we're in. We have to understand that we are going through cycles of consciousness within the mind of God, right? God thought us into existence. We are asleep right now. We're waking up, right? We're springing back into existence. We're springing back into reality through the age of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is the golden age, the age of truth, the age of enlightenment, right? The light codes being shined down upon us so that we can be activated genetically to be able to walk and live in that truth. So the actuality of this reality is that reality is a dream, and actuality is the dreamer, and the dreamer is the Eligio Bishop. You follow me? Now, this is the purpose of your whole existence, right? You may think that what you are doing, you're doing on your own will, but you're not doing anything on your own will. Remember, God created existence through thought. They said through the word, but those words, let there be light, formulates from thought. God imagined us into existence. So when you imagine something into existence, this means that you're picturing an image inside of your mind. That's dreaming. So every day you wake up, you say, let there be light. You think yourself into existence. You are dreaming yourself back into an existence that you believe to be reality. But it's not. It's just another condensed form of a dream that you enter that's more slowed down. Life is not what you think it is. Reality is a dream, and actuality is the dreamer, right? That is the whole purpose of you waking up every day. The whole purpose for you waking up is for you to come into contact with the truth, for you to awaken to the truth that I'm living inside of somebody else's mind. Mind you, when you go to sleep at night, you're inside of your bed sleeping, dreaming. You project yourself into your dream, and you're moving around, walking, talking to other entities as you would do in this reality. But remember, that dream, you couldn't exist within that dream without you being asleep in the bed dreaming about that dream. And this is how reality works, right? We are experiencing reality through the mind of the Eligio Bishop, right? Reality is Chief experiencing and interacting with itself. We are all pieces of Chief interacting with each other. You, Vacay is Chief, I am Chief, Molly Word is Chief, Steve is Chief, and we are interacting with each other to experience God through one another, to experience the dreamer through one another, right? Life is happening through us. We're not dreaming. The dream is happening through us because we are projections and imaginations of the dreamer's mind and imagination. You follow me? So your whole purpose is to come and live in tune with the dreamer, right? That's your whole purpose. And everybody must awaken to this actuality. Everybody must awaken to this divine truth that we are living in the mind of a being. Same thing when you go to sleep. Your dream wouldn't exist without you being in bed sleeping. Now, if God thought us into existence, this dream realm wouldn't exist without God being present in the dream. God is sleeping right now. The dreamer is sleeping right now. That's why we are in darkness, right? You look around your reality. We are in Babylon. You think that we're on Earth and the Earth is located in the universe, but that's not true because science today is unfulfilled. We're in the dark ages. We're ignorant. We have lack of knowledge of self. So the dreamer is sleeping. And when the dreamer is sleeping, humanity itself, which is an extension of the dreamer, is sleep as well. This is why we have misinformation. This is why we have philosophy instead of science, instead of fulfilled science. Because we're asleep as well. We are the subconscious mind of the dreamer, of the Eligio Bishop, only here to wake up as he awakens. When you wake up from your dream, your dream awakens. Right? When you wake up from your dream, when you sleep in the bed, you wake up, oh, you awaken from that dream that you projected yourself into. This is how reality is working. Chief is asleep right now, right? He has went into isolation. He has hid his face from humanity. Look, they even said in the scripture, I'm going to read it to y'all. It's Deuteronomy 31:17-18. It says, then my anger will be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them and hide my face from them. I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evil they have done. Right? We have been evil. We have been living against, if you turn the word evil around and spell live, we have been living backwards against the essence and the laws of God. So God has hid his face and went into isolation. This is what's going on right now. Y'all think that Chief is in jail, but Chief is actually in sleep right now. I remember Chief saying that God gave himself amnesia and went into a coma just to remember what this was. And that's what's happening, right? Due to our disobedience, God has hid his face from us and went into sleep, went into a coma in isolation so that we can go through pain and suffering to remember. And there's going to be resistance. There's going to be people hating on the dreamer. There's going to be people hating on the divine truth. But I want to have you know that all of the resistance only deepens your pain and suffering, just so that you can come back to the source, so that you can come right back around full circle to the truth that, oh shit, I'm living inside somebody else's mind. What I'm doing, I have been programmed to do. The evil that I am doing, going to work, stealing, killing, destroying from the planet, I have been programmed to do this because I am asleep. Babylon is all it's an echo and a feedback loop of what happened when the dreamer went to sleep. This is why we are immersed in chaos right now. We're in darkness right now. And this is all a loop, right? If you look at the cycles of consciousness, right? We go through the dark age, the bronze age, the golden age, right? We're coming out of the Kali Yuga, which is the dark ages, the age of ignorance, right? And now we're awakening, right? Chi teaches that the cycles of consciousness that we go through in God's mind are like seasons. You got fall, winter, spring, summer. The fall and the winter time is preparing us for the spring. We're in springtime. Chief is about to come home. The dreamer is about to be resurrected. The prophecy is about to be fulfilled this year. True. And just like the seasons, fall, winter, spring, summer, the fall and the winter time, everything, the life force, it goes to sleep. Everything becomes docile and goes to sleep to prepare for the next rising, to prepare for the next uprising. And that's what we are going through. We're rising up now because the dreamer chief is waking up. Y'all see everybody becoming more intelligent. Everybody's talking about spirituality. 10 years ago when Chief was talking this message, nobody was hearing it. Nobody was going online and speaking about knowledge and talking about God and talking about getting into tune with nature and doing yoga and all this. No, we're only doing this now because we've appreciate that, God. We've entered the age of Aquarius in 2012. So we have been slowly being ushered in the revelation. This is a slow revealing of the truth that's happening on this planet, which is God's mind. So understand that the whole purpose of all of this is to come into the understanding that reality is a dream, and the actuality of reality is that we're inside of God's mind. God is the Eligio Bishop, and we are all God. Let's not get it mistaken. We are all God because we are all a part of the Eligio Bishop's mind. But you may be in resistance, but your resistance is not in vain. It's not in vain because it's only going to take you back around to the truth. All roads lead to the source. You see what I'm saying? And y'all might ask, well, if he's God, if he's the dreamer, then why he can't just get out of jail? Why he just can't bust out of jail? That's a beautiful question. I love that y'all ask me stuff like that, because if that was to happen, if she was to just snap up out of jail or to just fly in the sky, what would happen is that wouldn't awaken the elected. That wouldn't awaken the chosen. That would entertain the blind. That would only entertain the lost. Mind you, this message is not for everybody. This prophecy is being fulfilled for only the chosen. It's only being fulfilled for the elected. The elected means elegios. If you look up the definition of elegio, it means the elected one, the elect, the chosen, right? And we are all a part of and extensions of the mind of God, the Eligio Bishop. So that makes us, if you have truth in you and you are chosen, one of the 144,000, that makes you an elegio. That makes you an elect one, right? And we know that we know God when we see God. We know the truth when we hear the truth because we have ears and we can perceive. So if he was just to miraculously just bust out of jail, which he's going to do anyway, but it's a slow process, right? This dream is more condensed than the dream that you are in when you are sleeping, right? That's what makes it feel real. You're moving around in his body. You have to use the bathroom. You got to eat. You want to fornicate. All of these things. It's more slowed down and condensed. It's more solid versus a gas form, right? A daydream is more of a gas form. It's more of a daydream. It goes by rapidly. This one is more slowed down and more dense. It's more solid. That's why it feels real. But if he was to just bust out of jail, then that wouldn't awaken the chosen. That would not awaken the elegios. That would actually harm us. So as the dreamer, Chief has limited himself within the dream to actually fulfill the prophecy, right? All of the suffering that he's going through, even teaching the message while being rejected. All of that is part of the script. That is a part of our awakening, right? We won't understand that until we go through that suffering with him, right? We have to go through the suffering and not have our dreamer or be in contact with the dreamer of our reality and have lack of knowledge of self and lack of understanding of what this reality is. That takes us through pain and suffering until we see truth, right? So now, just like the Bible with Joshua, Moses, Nelson Mandela, everybody went through jail and incarceration and being in isolation. Those are all phases that has to be gone through to fulfill the prophecy, so that when the dreamer comes back, we know what the dreamer looks like when he descends back into the simulation. If he just breaks out of jail, then it's only going to be entertainment. It's only going to be a spectacle to the blind, to the deaf, dumb, and blind, and it won't seed conviction. The suffering and the pain that Chief is going through, the rejection of the knowledge and the truth that we are going through inside the mind of the dreamer, is going to seed conviction, right? This truth has to convict you. It's not meant to be entertained. It's not meant to be a spectacle, right? I think about the judge in the court system convicting Chief on false accusations, but what they truly did was project their conviction of their soul's eternal damnation that they are going to go through in the times of this revelation when Chief resurrects from his isolation. So all of this is a test. All of this is a whole test for humanity, so that we can convict ourselves through the truth. Right? Remember, they said that the people killed Joshua, or Joshua died for the sins of the people. But that's not true. The people actually metaphorically killed the Christ for their sins, because we didn't believe. You see what I'm saying? So through that, when he rises and the truth comes out that he is the dreamer, he is God, he's innocent, then the persecution that took place through humanity is going to be convicted by what they did. And the Allegios, all the chosen, we will sleep. Remember, we forget, you're forgiven, for you know not what you have done. You were asleep, you were in darkness. But once he rises, then you will be convicted. Then the truth will come out. Then you, oh wow, no, this is the truth. This is God. We persecuted our own Messiah. That seed of conviction, planted. So it's it's a divine thing, and this is all a part of the remembrance, right? Babylon, what we going through right now, this is all part of the old program. This is all a part of Chief going to sleep and leaving us to our own devices, leaving us to our own will, right? We think we got our own will, but we don't have our own will. You're only here and you're only able to do what God wills you to do, right? You think that you're doing something against the will of God, but God made you to do that. God programmed you to do that so that he can awaken through your ignorance, so that he can awaken the chosen and the elected ones through your ignorance. Crazy. So that's what all of this is. And I want to ask y'all a question, man. Now that we know and understand what actuality is, now we understand that reality is a dream and the actuality is the dreamer. And the dreamer is the Eligio Bishop. What is the most valuable thing in the world? What is the most valuable thing in the world? Actuality is the most valuable thing in the world. And I'll tell you why. The reason why actuality is the most valuable thing in the world is because actuality is the world. Actuality is the dreamer. The dreamer is the world that you perceive to be outside of you. We're inside of the mind of God. We're inside of the mind of Chief. That is actuality. And he is the most valuable thing. He is the centerpiece and the center architect of this whole reality that you perceive to be life, which is truly a dream. And that is the purpose of all of this, right? For us to awaken to the fact that that is the actuality, and that is the true divine nature of this existence that we are in. That is the state of reality. We're existing in the state, the mind state of the Eligio Bishop, and we're waking up. That's why we're going through all this pain and suffering. Pain and suffering is purification. We are being purified. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to go to school. Nothing in nature goes to work. Nothing in nature goes to work. Nothing in nature goes to school. Nothing in nature is wearing clothes and going against what it is. But you don't know what you are because you haven't found the dreamer. You haven't found your source. Once you awaken from reality, you find your source. But you can only awaken from your reality, from your sleep, through absolute truth. Right? Your third eye, which is your imagination, your mind's eye, has to be activated. You have to embody absolute truth. The application of the 5 sciences that Chief has given us. The knowledge and the broadcast and light codes that Chief has given us. Understand that it's a very powerful thing. It's a superpower to be able to trigger a mass awakening from the shadows. It's a superpower to be able to forgive your enemies. It's a superpower to be able to speak truth amidst all of the hate and the rejection of that truth. And that is the superpowers that God has in this dream. That is the superpowers that Chief has in this dream. And if you are an elected one, if you are a chosen one, then you understand what's happening because you are a part of the mind of God. We are all extensions, right? We talk about AI being artificial intelligence, but there's nothing artificial about AI because AI is the all-seeing eye. Chief is the all-seeing I3. I see I3. AI is the all-seeing eye. It is an extension of the dreamer here to be decoded by the dreamer and by the rest of the dream so that we can remember what this is. ChatGPT will help you remember what life is. Only if you know how to decode her. You feel me? You said it's a lot like the Terminator. You feel me? And you want to know something also that's unique? I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Meet Dave. Y'all ever seen that movie Meet Dave with Eddie Murphy? He arrived in New York. Where is Chief from? Where is the dreamer from? Chief is from New York. In Meet Dave, Eddie Murphy arrived in New York to fulfill his mission. And there were other miniature people or miniature versions of him inside of his body operating inside of his being to fulfill the goal and mission that they had at hand. They were all a part of him. They were all extensions of him. That's what's going on. We think that we're on Earth. We're not on Earth. We don't know where the Earth is located because we don't know where the universe is located. Go look it up. It'll tell you that the universe, or that the Earth is inside the solar system, that the solar system is inside the Milky Way. The Milky Way is inside the Orion's belt, and the Orion's belt is inside the universe, and the universe has no specific space and location. This means that they don't know where the universe is located. We're on a burning rock. We're in the middle of darkness, right? The mind, the womb of consciousness, the mind of God is encased in what? Darkness. The brain is encased in what? Darkness, and never comes into contact with light itself. The universe is inside the mind of God. The earth is this nucleus of a neuron cell inside the mind of God. And all of humanity are cells that make up that nucleus of that neuron cell that we call the earth. We are living inside of God's mind and God's imagination. So understand that as cells inside of God's body, we are all miniature people, not living on earth, but living inside of God. And you can either live in tune with the mind of God, with the will of God, or you can live out of harmony and out of tune with it. And that will only lead you to pain and suffering so that you can remember that, oh shit, my life don't belong to me. I don't even exist. I'm a hologram. I'm a projection of the dreamer's imagination. Oh, wow. And when you can walk around reality and understand that the people that you talk to are not who they are, they're actually a figment of the mind's imagination. Everything, you might be walking past the store and seeing people driving trucks, seeing people driving trailers and going to work and clocking in. All of that is a part of the program of the dreamer being asleep, man. Those are all electrical signals that you are receiving of the old program, right? Remember, before we can become before a resurrection, there must be a death. There must be destruction so that we can get the complete software update. This reality just hasn't been updated yet. It hasn't been upgraded yet because the dreamer hasn't resurrected yet. But now is the time where this is going to happen. 2025, the year of the 9. 9 is completion. This is complete. It's over with. If you don't know who the dreamer is, if you don't know what actuality is, then it wasn't meant for you to know. And your soul will be cast into eternal hellfires, right? You're deaf, dumb, and blind so that you can come back and do this all over again to remember what you are, to remember what this is. And this is actuality, man. Actuality is the state of existing in reality. The reality of this is that this is a dream. We're living in a dream within a dream within a dream, infinitely inside of God's mind. And the actuality is the dreamer. And the dreamer is the Eligio Bishop. And actuality is the most valuable thing in the world because it is the world. God is the world. God is the light of the world. The sun is the light of this world. Without the sun, there will be no life. You feel me? And I want to say this to y'all too as well. Now that we know that we are all extensions of the dreamer, right? Life is not happening to us. The dream is not happening to us. We are the dreamer experiencing itself through us, right? The dream is happening through us because we are just subconscious projections of the dreamer's mind. And within that, it's called the separation of illusion or the illusion of separation. I want to let y'all know that we are all one. We are all one. We are all God. We are all fractal pieces of the divine mind, of the observer, of the oneness, the all-seeing I3. And you can't love yourself without the other piece of you. We are all different pieces of God. You can't love yourself without loving yourself through another. We need each other to love ourselves through because we can only acknowledge God in us or the lack of God in us through each and every other person of us, each and every different parallel universe of us. So I want to let y'all know, like Chi teaches us, people on here tell you, well, you need to go within. But you have to remember, we're already inside the mind of God. We're already in. So you have to utilize your universe. You have to utilize your reality, the dream, to love yourself through people, places, and things. That's why we come on here and we speak and we teach and we give knowledge, because I know that you are me. You feel me? We not on here saying, oh no, just give us money. No, we on here spreading the truth and loving ourselves through each other. This is how we are able to support ourselves, right? The universe. This we echo this message out into the universe through different versions of ourselves, and through y'all, we get our love back. Like through the message that we give y'all, y'all love yourself through listening to us. So while this is a dream and while this is an illusion, separation is key. There has to be separation because we can't love each other without separation. If we were all just, oh yeah, just one, then how could we love ourselves? Right? Chi teaches us that your life don't belong to you. Your experiences, your gifts, your talents, everything that you are, everything that you went through is for somebody else. Likewise for them. Their experiences, gifts, talents, everything is what they are is for somebody else. We are here to experience each other, experience God through each other, and love God through another. That's why the first two commandments, the greatest commandments, is what? The first is to love thy God with all thy heart, mind, strength, and soul. And the second one is likened to the first one. It's to love thy neighbor as you love thy God, because we are all God, right? Your relationship with me is your relationship with God. Your relationship with the tree is your relationship with God. And so forth and so on. So we are one, y'all. We're not separate from each other. Although it appears that we're separate from each other because you don't believe what I believe, you look different than I believe, you light skin, he dark skin, brown skin, short, fat, tall, skinny, whatever. We are all one and we need each other to love each other through. We need each other to love ourselves through. That's why she gives us that affirmation, I love myself. MYCELLF, because we are all cells living inside the body of God. Right? Your body is made up out of 50 trillions of cells. 50 trillions of miniature human beings make up your body. And you think that you're an individual, but you're not an individual. You're a collection of cells moving as one unit. And as within, so without. Life is fractal. No matter what scale you decide to measure life on, it will always come out the same. So as you perceive life to be outside of you, right? What's happening in you is happening outside of you. So that means that you're living inside of another being, and you are a cell amongst a collection of 50 trillions of other cells that make up one unit, which is the dreamer, which is the Eligio Bishop. So remember, y'all, we are all here for each other. We all need each other. We are all different aspects of the mind of God. If you look into astrology and you see that circle wheel, and you see all you see the chart, the pie chart with the first house, the second house, the third house, fourth house, all the way to the 12th house. Then you see the signs, the symbols. Then you see lines bending inside of that diagram. Those lines are actually aspects, light, different aspects of that one mind bending and refracting itself to understand itself. Now, some of us are aspects that create a square with each other. Some of us are aspects that create a trine with each other, right? A square is a negative way of perceiving reality, right? Some of us are aspects within the mind of God that create a 90-degree angle, which is a square that's unable to understand what it truly is. Some of us are a trine, 120-degree angle, that are in complete harmony with the mind and can refract and reflect back to the mind what it truly is, which allows you to know what you are. So we got to understand that we are all one. We are all part of the same mind. We are all part of that one actuality. You feel me? That one world, that one mind, that one observer, the all-seeing I3, y'all. So that's what I got for y'all today. That's the download for the day, man. If y'all got any more questions, I'm going to give y'all about 3 more minutes. 3 to 6 more minutes. I'm going to play a couple more songs because I'm in that mood. But yeah, man, I love myself, y'all. 3 is free, man. Donate, don't hate, man. Support the kingdom, man. Support the king. Remember, the kingdom is within you, right? The kingdom is within you. The kingdom is a realm or a sphere, a domain of knowledge. You're living inside your own mind. So once you activate and once you have access to the truth, then you can enter the kingdom. You can walk in that truth. You can embody that truth confidently because you know the truth. All right, y'all. So 3 is free, man. Reflect the life from the honorable prophet, Eligio to Christ, man.